Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's Tuesday, the 31st of March, and that means today is the 17th birthday of LNP Sound. And as I said on my Facebook Live on Friday, I am going to do an Ask Me Anything session now. As always, I'm going to wait a few minutes just to see people coming in and likes and stuff, and there's already a few coming in already. But I'm going to wait a few minutes. So a couple of people have already submitted questions. If you've got any questions, please feel free to pop those in the comments and I will try and answer questions. So just to give you an idea, LNP has been running 17 years today, and I've had a couple of people submit some bits and pieces here, so I'll try and get through it. Just a couple of reminders for anyone. Oh, here we go. Well, you might as well straight off the bat. There you go, Julianne Barrows. Do you remember our first gig? Yes, I do. Your first gig was at a venue called the Spencer in Coventry. You were supporting a act that a record company or some record producers had come to see, and you blew the other band off stage, and that's how we met. And then we started working together, and we worked together for quite a few years. So. There you go, Julie. Hope I've got that right. And then we did many gigs all over the place, all London and all over. So hope you're well. Just let me know if that's correct, because that's a bit shaming if I haven't got that correct. Hi, Keith. How you doing? Yeah, long time no see. Jan, keep up the great work and connecting. Thank you very much. I say this is a segment you can ask me anything. We've been in business 17 years. Some people have already submitted some questions, which I'll get on to. So I'll go on to the first one. Someone actually said, how on earth are you actually 40 and not grey? I am actually 40. I turned 40 at Christmas, and it has been 17 years that the company has been running, and I don't think I've got any grey hairs. No grey hairs, so that's good. Just buckets of oil of Ulay. I'm having a drink of fizz because it is our 17th birthday, so cheers, happy birthday to us. Hey Matt, how you doing? Dear, there you go. There's one, someone actually submitted, my mum submitted more of a story than a question, and she said, please tell the story about when my mum came and helped on one of our first jobs. So many moons ago, we were doing a wedding at Moor Hall Hotel. And back in the days when I didn't drive and we had numerous jobs on, she ferried me around in a little Mini. And we put all the gear in this Mini. Jan says, I thought you were late 20s. Ha! Thank you. That's nice. No, I'm 40. We had a couple of jobs on, so I didn't have a car or anything. So we bundled all this kit. And she lives down the road from Moor Hall Hotel. And we set up this thing for a wedding. And as I was frantically setting it up because we didn't have a lot of time, I said, can you speak into this? Can you speak into that? And I was pointing at the microphone. She was going, 1, 2, can you hear me? 1, 2. And I was like, I'm not getting anything. I can't pick up anything. And I was like, keep going. She's going, 1, 2, can you hear this? 1, 2. I was like, this is really bizarre. And I looked up and she was standing facing the speaker, talking into the speaker, thinking that was the microphone, not the actual microphone. And my mum has never lived that down since. And I said, no, for it to work, you need to speak into a microphone. Sorry about that, my mum. That was her first and last ever sound engineering gig with us. Thank you to Julie. She said very nice comment. The fact that, thank you. I really appreciate that being appreciated as a good sound engineer. So there you go. They had a very fantastic band called the Satin Dolls that basically rocked most of Coventry and the Midlands and the world, doing all that many moons ago. So that brings back fond memories. So there you go. Hello to everyone else who's joined us. If you've got any questions, submit them in. Amrit says, I thought you looked more like 21 than 17. Well, that's good going. I'll accept that as well, considering I'm 40. But there you go. I did have a question submitted. Who is the nicest celeb that we've ever worked with? You missed my mum's story. Dave, don't worry. Go back. You can watch it again later. It's quite funny. Go back. It is funny how my mum speaking into speakers, not microphones. Nicest celebrity. There's been a couple that we work with have been cool. Let's think. It was there's a few. We did a show with the Wombats many moons ago. It's part of Liverpool Sound City. They were cool. Oh God, there's quite a few. Mel Black from All Saints, we did quite a few gigs with. She was really nice. But probably my favourite guy that I have the most fondest memories of, and God rest his soul, he's no longer with us, is Mr. Benny King. We spent 2 months on the road, yeah, such a lovely guy. Wonderful. We went out for meals together. We had a laugh and a joke. He was so easy to work with. He was an absolute gent. Really, really, really did like that guy. Loved him to bits. It was phenomenal, man. Phenomenal, lovely guy. There's so many others as well. There's so many different people we work with, and some that it sounds really bad, but you forget about. You work with certain celebrities and stuff, and then someone reminds you did that show, and you go, oh God, yeah. And then there's some that we weren't even expecting to work with celebrities. I know Matt, who's one of our engineers, we do an accountancy conference in London, and they said, oh, we've just got a comedian for the evening entertainment. And it turns out it was Jimmy Carr, randomly, because it turns out the accountants, Jimmy Carr was their client, and he just turned up and he was like, oh, I'm just here to do some new material. So it's sometimes things that have just surprised us, been really bizarre. Yes, I agree. Benny King, absolute legend, and always will be. So there you go. That's that. One obvious question that someone asked was, what does LNP stand for? If any of you think you know, I'm not going to tell you the answer to this one. I'll let you hang on. If you think you know the answer, what LNP stands for, then please comment. That'd be quite good. I want to see what people come up with, because there's only a few people that I think know exactly what it stands for. And most people kind of go, they think they know what it's for, but they're not quite close. Someone asked, actually Lizzie, my wife, asked this question, what is the ultimate goal for LNP? After 17 years, what's the next thing? Well, so thank you to my wife for submitting that question. She's actually only over there, but she's watching this in another room, which is quite funny. So hello, over there. So it's we're continuing to add new things, new services. There's been a lot of things that have happened in the last couple of months. Obviously, we brought Lizzie into certain aspects of it. Yes, Jan, you did get LNP right. I'm not going to say. So yes, there you go. I won't say. So just keep it a secret for a minute. There's been a couple of things we've been adding. Obviously, back end of last year, or the translation services and everything. And then we've added Lizzie's services for the full production print and everything, all the signage. I want to go into some other aspects, other areas that we've been discussing that we are still a bit up in the air. I'd like to get to a point where, we've done conferences for a couple of thousand people, especially over the last 2 years. That's been quite a big thing. We made that big jump. I'd like to get to the bit where, we could quite easily fill one of the halls at the NEC or one of the halls at Excel, do something like that. That'd be amazing. Like a big conference with 5, 6, 7,000 people. That'd be great. Also, maybe get down the route of doing a big event. I'm really heavily into my gaming. I love gaming things. So doing something at one of the big gaming shows, that'd be great. Just to do something for that. That would be quite good fun. And then I have a personal goal, which has always been something when I set up the company. And that was, it doesn't matter when or it happens or when it is, but I would love to just say that I did the sound on the main stage at Glastonbury. Now, I don't mind if it was a band that were on at 10:30 in the morning. Least I could say I've done the sound on the main stage, and it's something that when we set the company up, I said I would love to do. And I still want to do that at some point. Doesn't matter who it is. Even if it's the local Glastonbury town band, that'd be cool. I'll be happy with that. But that's something that I want to do. Hi there, guys. Yeah, James, hello. How you doing? Remember to submit your questions in. At the moment, technically, Jan is the only person that knows what LNP stands for. Hello, Paul Landor. Oi, oi, yourself. So if you think you know what LNP stands for, please let me know. Just looking at what other... if I wasn't doing LNP sound, gee, back to speaking about gaming. Get back to speaking about gaming. No, that's not what this is about. Well, actually, this might bring me on to the next point. If I wasn't doing LNP, what would I do? Well, there's a couple of different answers to this. When I was a kid, so this is even before LNP was even an idea, my mum will tell you, I wanted to be a Rolls-Royce salesman. Don't know why, just like the cars. It's bizarre, I know, be a Rolls-Royce salesman. Then when I went to university, I went into accounting. So at some point I was going to be an accountant, and then I didn't, and I went into, it's really bizarre, but jumped from accounting into sound engineering. That's another story. But that was going to be a thing. I was going to be an accountant. But if I wasn't doing LNP sound right now, and this goes back to Paul Anderson, go back about speaking about gaming, I would like to be a YouTube gamer professionally. It's something I've dabbled with ever so slightly. But Lloyd Evans is boring. What do you mean boring? You don't mean the accountancy bit, or do you mean something else? Jan said she was a level 74 blood elf in World of Warcraft. This is going to turn into a gaming stream, isn't it? So, hey Kerry, how you doing? Hey Matt, how's it going? Sound engineer is much more exciting than being an accountant. Thank you, Lloyd. But Lloyd is a very good accountant, so there you go. So if you need an accountant, there you go. There's a plug, Lloyd, to make up for you. I would, actually go into YouTube gaming. I love all the stuff. I watch all the videos. I go to gaming shows and stuff. So I love stuff like that, and I could see me quite easily doing that. And I want to dabble in it a little bit, and I'm probably, with the time off I've got now for the next few months, it's probably something I am going to do. Want to do that. But yeah, it's changed as the years have gone on. But right now, I could not see myself doing anything else. LNP's been going 17 years today. It's a weird accomplishment, because normally when we do this, we have cut a cake, or have a little glass of champers in the office. I've got this, which is about as rock and roll as we're getting today. But it's been a massive accomplishment, and to think all the different events we've done, all the different people we've worked with who've come from either all over the world or all over the country. So I can't see me doing anything else now. This is kind of it. I do this till probably the day I die. I will probably, this is going to sound really grim, but I will probably die humped over a mixing desk. I'll probably be like 100 years old, mixing a band, and eventually just the sound all goes, bleh, and I just realise, because my head's hit the faders. So if I'm going to go out, that's a way to go out. I'll be quite happy. Hi Gary, how you doing? Long time speak. Gary is one of my first ever clients who's just joined us. So he was the guy that was helping run the venue where the Satin Dolls performed. So those are memories, very fond memories. They gave us something. Hi Kelly, how you doing? Has you got any more questions? No, not about gaming. No more questions about gaming. We could talk about another time. Any more questions? Put them in the comments. I'm here to answer your questions. So I'm just going to have a break because I need a drink, because I'm talking way too fast. There you go. What else we got? I got some that people have sent me. Hi Jamie, how you doing? Happy 17th. Thank you, Gary. Mate, did you mean slumped over a mixing desk? Yes, I did. Be careful what you say there, Dave. I did say slumped. Oh dear. Trust you to lower the tone on this. But there you go. So any guesses? People who, I think Gary will know this, again, like Jan. What do you think LNP stands for? LNP, I should say. Everyone keeps saying it's LNP, which is not correct. LNP is Lizzie and Paul, but LNP is the company. And what do you think LNP stands for? Oh, any strange riders you've witnessed? Oh, that's a good one. Thank you, Kelly. Strange riders. Not so much strange, just like ridiculous amounts of quantity of stuff, more so. So going back ages ago, we did a thing for Birmingham City Uni when it was over at the old campus. We did an event, and it was Zane Lowe from Radio 1 DJing, but we weren't looking after him. We were booked in to look after Goldie Looking Chain, if you can remember Goldie Looking Chain. We're doing the sound, and they gave me a copy of their rider. Oh yeah, Jay's getting very close with that. LNP, the founders or original first team. Yeah, keep going. You'll get it. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, it's and the amount of stuff. So they wanted obviously fresh fruit. They wanted crisps, sandwiches. They wanted all this on this rider, giant rider of stuff. But then they were like, but we also want to know where the nearest is, and it was very specific: McDonald's, Nando's, Pizza Hut. So I was like, so they're going to eat all this, and then going to eat all this again, which is just weird in that respect that they got them to bring all this food in. There was some really obscure foods in, but then they never ate any of it. Just a waste. So what else did we get? What would be my rider? Is it a cliche to say that I'd want 1,000 brown M&Ms in a brandy glass? Is that I don't know. That's a bit rock and roll. There you go. So how did you find? Right. So Matt's asked, how did I get the company up and running? How did I financially start it off? Was it daunting? Yes, it was. I used all my savings. So bearing in mind I was 21 at the time, I had saved a fair bit of money from the jobs that I do. Thank you, Jamie, for not spoiling it, by the way. And thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. And I used all my life savings up to that point. I'd saved a lot of money. I think it's like... it was weird because we went out to a music shop, which unfortunately doesn't exist anymore, and we basically bought 2 speakers, 2 stands, a couple of mics. Remember the girl who turned up at Spencer with a CD player? Yes, I do remember that. That's pretty much what we had. A couple of cables and a few things, and we literally spent all my money on some equipment. And I kid you not, for the first 2 or 3 months, we had no work. I think we put an advert in Yellow Pages, and I think we launched on March the 31st, and I think it was May time was the first job we got, and it was literally we had two jobs that landed in the same week. Weirdly enough, we had a job at what was the pub called now? It doesn't. It's in Mere Green in Sutton Coldfield. I think it's an Italian restaurant now called Romantica, but I think it was called Bellwells. I think, or Bellway, or Bellwells or something. And we did a gig for a band there because their mate was emigrating to Australia. And we did put the sound in for the band, and we did that. And in the same week, we'd had the meeting with Gary and Stuart, who had come from the Spencer Club in Coventry, and said, could we do weekly gigs at the venue? Well, actually, no, that's not right, because it wasn't weekly gigs. We do this one gig, and then it turned into weekly gigs. So that was it. But the first couple of months was scary because you kind of going, I don't know where to work. Like networking for us didn't exist. Like going to business networking events, none of that existed. There was no Facebook, no nothing. It was literally people ringing on landlines and stuff. But yeah, it happened, and it kind of rolled from there. With the help from the guys, Gary and that, we got lots of events, and then we started doing bits of stuff for other bands, and we were very heavily involved with the music scene in Coventry and Birmingham and Walsall, and we were doing our own gigs as well, putting on gigs, getting bands in, because that was the only thing that was generating revenue for us at the time. So that was kind of a big thing for us. I do miss that we don't do promoting anymore to a certain extent. But sometimes I don't, because it's such hard work, and I feel for music promoters because it's such hard work. And again, Gary, likewise, it was a fantastic couple of years working with you guys over in Coventry. So it's great that you're sharing this with us. It's tough, and we were literally using up all our money to start the company going, and eventually money started to roll in that respect. So that kind of helped. But it is scary when you take, it's like that thing where you see people, like in the films, they take all the money in their hands, and they hand it to the person and go, right, we're going to start a business, like they do in the films. I think Ghostbusters, he takes all his life savings, puts it in a bag and starts up the Ghostbusters or something like that. Random thing. Coolest person I've ever met. Oh, God. Oh, that's a tough one. Lizzie saying her. maybe. Coolest person I've ever met. Who's like the most rock and roll? Oh, I'll tell you a guy who was quite cool. He's probably not that well known, but it's pretty sound. We did a gig, again, going back years ago, probably 2005. You're welcome, Matt. A guy called AC Slade, who was a member of, he was in a band called Flashlight Vision, but he was also one of the Murder Dolls, if I've got that correct. Apart from you, Kelly, as well, yeah, because you're a cool dude. There you go. And he was really sound, because obviously like, it's an American rock band. And it was really, actually, that's another funny story. I might as well go into this. It's a cool story, because we're doing this gig in Redditch, and he basically, they turned up and they had a load of other support bands. Yes, you can ask anything, Stacey, as long as it's related to LNP. They had this roadie, and the roadie was like, turn everything up, turn it all up, loud as anything, loud as anything. And we were like, it's getting ridiculous now. There was some crazy, like, he just wanted everything so loud that it was just sounding horrendous. And we actually refused to turn it up anymore. And the guy, the guy AC Slade from the band, just stopped the sound check and turned around, and we thought, oh no, we're in trouble here. And he just went, dude, don't listen to our road manager. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Doing what you do, you guys are doing a good job. And he went, don't listen to him. And he started having a go at the road manager, which was hilarious. He just said, don't get involved. It's not your job. Start having a go. Bearing in mind, we'd only been doing this for a year or so. But he was cool, and then he came up to us and said, thank you for that, ignore him, blah, blah, blah. And that. And it was bizarre. We had some really bizarre people as well. Does not get much cooler than Chris, who turns up in shorts no matter what the weather is. Yeah, so Chris is one of our guys that does jobs for us. It could be December, and he rocks up in sunglasses and shorts. He's also cool because he can take one of our F15 speakers, which weigh a ton, fling it on his shoulder, and walk through a building as if it's nothing, and that's pretty cool. I don't know many people that could do that. I can't hardly lift half the stuff we own, ironically. So there you go. But yeah, there was another guy who's the opposite of that. We did, I mentioned earlier the Goldie Looking Chain gig, but Zane Lowe was DJing it, and Zane Lowe had a crowd of people that were there to set him up. And there was this guy who was just like, Zane doesn't do DJ booths, and Zane doesn't do this. And luckily we weren't involved with that, but he was having a right go. And he was like, we did the Goldie Looking Chain set, and he was like, your monitors are amazing. How much to buy the monitors now? I'll buy them now. I'll give you cash. See you, Kerry. And it was just the weirdest experience, because he was giving this venue a really hard time, but then he was trying to butt us up even though we weren't actually physically doing any work for them. It was really bizarre. Odd. Very odd story. So there you go. Matt says, what do you prefer nowadays, music events or conferences or awards events? There's two answers to this. In terms of what's good for the company, I'm not going to lie, it's the corporate stuff. That's what keeps the company going. The corporate conferences, seminars, the awards dues, the exhibitions, etc. However, what do I prefer doing? I love doing the theatre shows. I love doing music shows generally, but theatre shows are great. And maybe this is just showing my age, but it doesn't matter what show I'm actually doing. I get to go all over the world. There's some amazing theatres that put on some amazing music shows. But there's the fact that most gigs finish by 10:30 at night, which I know doesn't sound very rock and roll. But if you've got a 3-hour drive back from that venue, you can normally get home by 1 or 2 in the morning. Whereas if you're doing a gig where the band don't go on till midnight, it can be quite different. So I know that's not the most rock and roll, but I do love all the theatre shows, and we work with some fantastic bands, especially this year. I know there's not a lot happening now because all the shows are down, but there's some great bands. Bon Jovi Experience are doing loads of shows with them this year, and I've got loads of bookings with them next year. Kick Up the 80s, Legend. There's so many bands I just adore working with and doing their shows. I've got an idea for a new theatre show. Can I give you a call about it? There you go. I'm doing it. Yes, Matt, you can give me a call. I will message you my number just in case you haven't got it. See, doing business even when I'm not supposed to be doing business, which is cool. So that's cool. All down to venue curfews nowadays because club nights are after gigs. True, and we have done some club nights that have been cool. Again, not the most rock and roll thing, but a couple of years ago, we did S Club 2. There was 2 members of S Club 7. Yeah, we did a gig in a nightclub in Walsall. And it was brilliant. It was great fun. It was probably, about 4 years ago now. They were really lovely people. It was Joe and Bradley. Joe and Bradley. They were really lovely people to work with. It was a nice, easy gig. They were only on for half an hour. But it was great fun. And everyone was having a whale of a time. And it's really cheesy that, I know it says cheesy, it was S Club 7 or S Club 2. But it was great fun. It was a great atmosphere. So gigs like that, you remember. But then you got really bizarre ones, like we ended up working through our friends at Reels in Motion through Stoke, ended up working with Sir Ranulph Fiennes, which is, the man's accomplished amazing things and you got to hear his stories and stuff. So it's not all the music gigs that we get to work with celebrities. Sometimes it's the corporate gigs that you do as well. So there you go. Matt, yeah, just give me a call. We'll have a chat. Have we got any more questions, or does anyone else want to guess what the LNP stands for? Who doesn't know? S Club 2 could do something with the Beatles twins. The Beatles twins, by me. We are going to be doing a new Beatles show, but I don't think we start it until next year, or is it later this year? I've actually confused myself, but we are doing that. Also got a show coming up later in the year with, I need to stop doing that, it's really annoying, coming up with Ultimate Coldplay. So we're doing our first show with them, and we'll see how that goes. The guys there, so if Neil sees this, hi Neil, hope you're well. Hey Brad, how's it going? Scott, how's it going? It's all me, 8 hours. Yeah, Matt, you've asked about 75% of the questions so far, but keep going. If you've got any other questions, I'll have it on good authority that S Club 2 are now S Club 3, apparently. So maybe that's a gig I should do again. A third one's come back. Best venue I've ever worked at. Oh, my life. Do you know what? This is an odd one because it might not... Don't apologise, Matt. That's fine. You're close, Dave. You're very close on that. It's not necessarily the... It sounds weird because it's not... Probably the venue that I probably was like, wow, this is amazing, was Manchester Evening News Arena. It's a really bizarre event because it was for, if Terry ever sees this... Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, I should have said the Spencer. Whoops. Yeah, we did England netball. It sounds really bizarre. Hey, Brad, how you doing? England netball, but it was live on Sky Sports. And it was at Manchester, I think it's called a GMX now, or MX or something. I've been to lots of shows there. I'd seen lots of shows. And it was just amazing. There was like 11,000 people there, all watching England play New Zealand. And it was being broadcast live on Sky Sports, and I was doing the sound. And that atmosphere was amazing. I've never done a netball thing before in my life. It was really bizarre. But that, for me, was like the most amazing venue. It probably isn't. There's probably other venues that are better in terms of like loadings and all this stuff. But there you go. I'm going to try and scroll back because I've just missed a question from someone. What about festival, if they happen at all? We do festivals, Scott. It tends to be the more local ones. We've done some of the little party in the parks. Did a load of festivals over in Coventry. Did 3 different festivals in Coventry last year. We did one called Astonbury. We do, a couple of years ago, we were doing a Canberra Festival for a couple of years. And it just tends to be whoever wants to do. We can only do so much because we haven't got loads of music equipment. But we got a fair whack of stuff. I remember when Stourbridge Party in the Park was a thing, we used to do that. That was great fun. Got to work with some acts. Who is the biggest well-known act or band you have done sound for? Right, so a couple of ones to reel off. It was the Happy Mondays, going back years ago. They were doing like a warm-up gig for Glasgow. When weirdly, it was in a venue in Leicester. One of the girls from All Saints, Melanie Black, we're doing a thing for her. The Wombats, which we actually did at the Cavern Club in Liverpool, which was awesome. oh God, who else? So obviously I've already mentioned Benny King, brilliant guy. N-Dubs, which Matt did the sound for a thing at a holiday park. He did N-Dubs. Frank Turner, we did at the London Calling Festival. He was a surprise headline. We were doing a load of bands throughout a day at this venue, and he was the surprise act. So if anyone is familiar with Frank Turner, we've done work with him. God, there's probably loads, and it's just there's loads of pop acts as well that we did stuff off X Factor and stuff. God, was it not 911? Yeah, 911. Worked with 911 because they had a big resurgence. There was that TV program where they had all the pop bands on a bus. We did that a couple of times. Let Loose, if you remember Let Loose, who had that song Crazy For You, they had a resurgence a few years back. They were really good live as well. Technically being a pop band, they're not a pop band. They're pretty much rock, which was cool. But yeah, there's been some really good ones. So yeah, oh God, yeah. What was the other question? I missed another question. This is going quite well. Any other questions? Anyone else? Dave Blackwell is close with the smug mode with the what he thinks LNP stands for. There you go. But yeah, celebrate for you who've just joined in. We're celebrating 17 years of LNP sound here live in my kitchen with a glass of bubbly. Oh, so there you go. I have no idea how long I've been on for. I said I was going to do 17 questions in 17 minutes, but I think it's been longer than that. I think I've been on for half an hour. So anybody else got any final questions? I think we'll probably wrap this up. I've just seen there were some that people sent me. I'm just making sure I've not missed any out that people sent from this list. No, I think I've covered all those. So anybody else want to have a guess what LNP stands for? I'm going to wait for a second. Hi, Terry. Hi, Stuart. How you doing? Welcome to this very long live stream. Hi, Neil. You've just missed. I've given you a mention. I mentioned Ultimate Coldplay. Be working with you later in the so that's quite funny. Which single moment over the last 17 years would you want to wrap up and keep in a glass case? Ooh. Okay, so there's one thing that stands. Oh, no, there's two. Oh, that's difficult. Am I allowed to say two or not? No, Matt, no way near. There you go. Yeah, I'm Jane. I have fond memories of doing your festival at Smethwick Lock. Remember parting apart. How do you stand with doing sound abroad? Oh God, how do you stand doing sound abroad? We have been asked to do stuff abroad. We've never quite done it. We've also been asked to go over, but logistically, we've been able to work it out. But sometimes it's just way too expensive, and it's cheaper to get the people over there. I'd love to do stuff abroad, but it's never happened. So Dave, just the one. He's saying just the one. Okay, going back. I've lost. This is probably over 10 years ago. We did a massive event for Cerebral Palsy Midlands, and it was at a venue in Edgbaston. Pete Smith, yes, you're getting there. And what it was is that they had the Cerebral Palsy Centre, and they had created a dance to a song that they'd written. And what they did is they were inviting loads of guests over from different nations. And they sent this song with the signing and everything, and the dance moves and everything. And they then, each country recorded their version. And then what they did is they sent us the videos that they recorded. And at the height of the conference, they had the big screen to show the original dance on, but we put TVs all the way around the room. So all the delegates from Spain, and then all the delegates from France, and all that. And we timed it so that when we pressed play, the big video came on the screen, but the separate videos from the different nations appeared, and everyone was doing this dance and doing the signings and stuff. And it was just one of those moments where you kind of just went, not just like, oh my God, we managed to make it work, but it was just a beautiful moment that you were doing something for like this big charity. And it kind of like, it's one of those things where I actually kind of went, wanted to cry in some respects. It was just amazing. It was just amazing feeling, and to think that we accomplished that and got it running, and you could see not only the people in the room were enjoying it, but they could watch the other films as well. It was such a phenomenal thing to do. So there you go. That's my one. There was another one, but I'll save that for another time. Maybe in the next 17 years. So there you go. Cool. Hi guys. Wasn't your first gig my 18th in the tent? No, that was before I set up the company, Pete. So that was, we played a gig in a house in Four Oaks, in a tent in Pete's garden. That was a good 3 years. If it's not Lizzie and Paul, I'm stumped. Matt, you're very close. 2 out of 3 of those are correct. I'm not going to tell you which one. Yeah, I didn't even know Lizzie 17 years ago. I've only known Lizzie over 4, so there you go. But LNP set up about 3-4 years after your 18th, mate. I think it was if it had been your 18th, then we'd be celebrating our 20th birthday, I think. I don't know, my maths is a bit off there, but I do have fond memories of that gig, playing in your garden, a gig. There was also 2 other bands, I think, as well, from memory. So there you go. Right, any more guesses? Any more guesses or any more questions? I'm doing quite well. I think we're going up to 40 minutes. I said it was only going to be a 17-minute stream, but this could be the world's longest. No, it's not going to be the world's longest stream. I'm lying. Matt's stumped again. Hi, Jill. How you doing? Give everyone a wave. Oh. I think what we'll have to do is when we all come out of this COVID-19 thing, that was 22 years ago. Oh, so it's 5. Oh, blimey. Right, my maths is off. Sorry, Pete. We'll just go thing. We'll actually get a birthday cake, a 17th birthday cake. Matt, you're close. You still only got 2 out of 3 right. So that's going to keep you guessing. So there you go. Any more takers for who? I nearly gave it away then. Nearly said it. It's that blooming fizz that I'm drinking. The world's longest 17-minute video. It is the world's longest 17-minute video. So there you go. Any more takers? What does LNP stand for? That's what we're looking for. Any final questions? Because I've run out of questions here. The people that sent stuff in advance. So there you go. Yeah, I can't count, can I, Pete? That's terrible. 4 in total. Yeah, terrible. So yeah, any more takers? Any more takers for any more questions? Anything more bizarre or related? Or anyone to ask anything? No such person as Nick. Sorry, Jay. Keep guessing. Oh, dear. Yeah. Here we go. I'm literally going to give it 1 more minute, and then I think we'll... right. Do I intend on expanding overseas? I kind of answered this question earlier, but didn't answer it. So I'd like to. We have quoted for stuff, as I said earlier. Sometimes it is logistically possible, but sometimes it's not viably possible for the clients, and sometimes we've advised the client to go elsewhere, because I think someone wanted us to travel 2.5 days drive to go to Italy to do the sound just for a wedding for a band that we work with, and then it'd be just do that, stay there, and then 2.5 days drive back, because they wanted our kit, they didn't want to hire kit in. And I was like, something that would be like a typical wedding in England, which would be like 300-400 quid, was going to be like like 3,000, 4,000 pound or something crazy, with all the travel, all the things and all that. So yeah, I think it's just the case. I think, if there's budgets there to do that, or if we get brought in, see if you can find one of my business cards. I don't know whether it'll say, but yeah, see if you can find it. That'd be cool. And Dave Blackwell said, "What's for dinner?" I don't know. What is for dinner? I thought you were cooking. Dave. So there you go. I'm on a liquid diet at the moment anyway, so there you go. Right, any final takers? This is going to be the last one. Oh, you mean set up? Oh, okay. That's an interesting one. Oh, I have... Oh, yeah, langostine's cooking. I don't know. I haven't got a pan behind me, but yeah, that'd be nice. I'll be like Batman from the Lego movie and have lobster thermidor every night. Would I set up franchises? So, I don't know about abroad. Going back a couple of years ago, we did try setting up some mini franchises down south, and we had a meeting where we got 5 guys in. They're going to run different areas like Oxford and down south, so we could be closer to London. And we tried it, and we had sales guys and stuff. It didn't work out. Out of those 5, there's only one of those guys, who's Richard, who still does stuff for us. We gave it a run for about 2 years, and it just didn't pan out. I think if we got to a point where we were that big, we might look at doing that. But considering we go all over the UK anyway, UK and Ireland, we've done jobs in Ireland and stuff, we might as well just continue to do what we're doing. There's no point in opening another branch. Maybe, I don't know, another 20 years. There's some companies that like have a Birmingham branch and a London branch. Maybe we'd do that. I don't know. Might be something to consider. But we did try it initially, and it was an amazing failure, I'll be honest. But, you know, if you don't try these things, you don't know. So there you go. What else is I know, but more interested in how you soak up that fizz. I don't know. I just drink it, Dave. I've got bottles of it. A lot of it's left over from the wedding. There's tons of it. So we will have a big party after we've done this. Right, I'm gonna start wrapping up now, because I'm conscious of being on for 40 minutes instead of 17. Yes, now on the website it says that, but replace the. Like, I'm gonna get this way. So it's technically, the website's a little bit wrong because we didn't write that. So LNP stands for Luke and Paul, not Luke and Paul, because otherwise that'll be LAP. So it's actually Luke and Paul, which is a bit crazy. Hi George, how are you doing? That is the actual thing. It's Luke and Paul. Luke is sunning himself somewhere in Australia. He left the business in. Left the business in 2008. Hey Matt, how you doing? Oh, you're going to celebrate our 17th birthday with us. Funny, the same year that Luke left, Matt started doing stuff for us. So there you go. I was going to wrap this up pretty much. I'm going to say a couple of things I wanted to say. Firstly, it's been a very good, fun 17 years, which we've thoroughly enjoyed. Been some crazy events that we've done. Lots of memories. Far too many to share on this. Thank you. Hi there. How you going? But I couldn't do it without half the people that. All the people that are involved. Says this is the thing I want to say. So you know who you are. I'm not going to go through all the names, but all our techs, all the people in the office, all the people behind the scenes that you don't see. They do a magnificent job of doing the events. We couldn't do half the stuff that we do without those guys and girls. They do a fabulous job. So I want to say thank you to them. However you can kind of celebrate, please do in that respect for the 17 years, and long may it be another 17 years. So there you go. And a final reminder, obviously I did a Facebook Live last Friday. We said that we're launching the new forum for people either that are in the events industry, events organisers, involved with putting in events, whether it's music, corporate, whatever. We've had quite a big chunk of interest, which I was we had people on LinkedIn message me saying they want to be involved, people on Facebook. We're leaving it going for a couple more days. Want to see how many people in total that we've got interested. If you are, and then next week, I'm not doing a Facebook Live this Friday. I'm doing a Facebook Live Friday next week. We're going to give you all the details of what you need to do to join that. It's completely free to start with. We basically just want to get people together, help them through this tough time that's in, because the events industry has got absolutely crippled because of the whole COVID. I know lots of other industries have as well, but obviously it's an industry I'm very passionate about, and that's why I want to do this. I want to help out. So we want to get people together and share ideas, throw ideas, help people out if they don't know about stuff, what they can do, how they can keep going to get through the other side and go. That's pretty much what we're going to do. So if you are interested and you haven't already messaged me, please do. Big special shout out to Matt Hopper, who I know shared this. Again, share the Facebook Live. As I say, Matt's got 20 plus interested already. Thanks to you sharing it out. If anyone thinks of anyone that this would be relevant for, please share my Facebook Live from last Friday. Share that out to them. Get them to have a quick watch. It's only 13 minutes long. It's not as long-winded as this was. This was just purely a bit of fun. But But yeah, that's what we're doing, and we'll be giving you more details about that a week on Friday. So look out for that next Facebook Live. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being there. Thank you for that. If you are watching this and you managed to get to the end and it's not actually live and you've got questions, if you submit them in the comments, I will still answer your questions because I'm that bored. No, I'm joking. I've got plenty to do, but I can answer your questions. So we are going to do that. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for sharing memories. Thank you to the clients and that jumped on and shared memories. Thank you to all the people that we currently work with, all our clients. I want to say a big thank you to them because without you, again, we wouldn't be here and we wouldn't have been here for 17 years. So it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So have a great evening. If you can get a glass of fizz, raise us a glass, say cheers, and I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye.